What's up, everybody, and welcome back. So today we have my son's MP5 again. We're gonna do a little modification. We're gonna throw on this tri-rail right here. It is by CustomSmith MFG. That's their website right there. If you need it, check them out. So let's get to it. It's gonna be pretty simple. It's basically only 4 screws, as you can see right there. So let's get to it. As you can see, firearms clear. All right, so let's do it. It's gonna be fairly simple, as I said. Let's start by removing the faux suppressor. And I'll show you where the screws are. 1 second. All right, so there's a total of 4. Top 2 and the side 2. So for the top 2, when you take them off, you're gonna wanna save the nuts that are behind there. For the bottom 2, you're not gonna need them. There's also a grommet in here. You're gonna need that. The hardest part of this install is honestly just getting to these screws, because where they are at, a little challenging, especially because of this really long barrel, but it's not gonna be too hard. In case you guys are wondering, it is a 2mm hex key. I have it right there. This is my attachment to make it a lot easier. I attach it to this, my T-tool, and just unscrew. So let me get to it. I don't think I need to show me taking off screws because they're just screws, nothing fancy. Get this out of the way. Screw number 1 off. Screw number 2 off, the top 2. Now let's start the sides. All right, now that we got all 4 off, you just pull the front post off. It's gonna slide right out. Well, in this case, it all wanted to come out together. Don't lose this O-ring, we're gonna need it. Okay, now that I got the screws off, well, I have them in here, but now that I have them off right here, I want to show that they're, I don't know if the camera will show, inside here, they're being held on. You don't need them anymore. You don't need this anymore. You just want to keep the 2 screws in here together, just because these nuts you no longer need. You can throw them or set them aside in a bag. I personally would just set them aside just because. So what you're left with is this piece, these 2 screws, the O-ring, and the nuts that stay right here, if you can see. Now you just got to reverse the process, which is really easy. So this side right here, with the little inlet, or that little lip, should I say, goes in first. You just slide it in, and it's going to meet up with this little lip right here. So you just slide it in. It's not all the way in yet. You gotta make sure it seats inside. You heard a little click. She's fitted on there. Now, we'll get this bad boy in right here. Or as a matter of fact, let's just take these out. Make it a lot easier. Set these to the side. Oh, one thing I did want to specify, I'm sorry about that, is that these screws on the side right here, or these holes, are what's going to be holding these screws right here. So from the factory, it even tells you that these holes are made a little smaller than the bore of the thread, should I say. And once you start threading it in, the threads are going to open up the channel inside, and that's how it's going to be held on secure. Let's slide this bad boy back on, front post. Make sure everything meets up right. All right, now we can throw in the screws. All right, so right now I just have the bottom screws set on just so that it doesn't move. Hopefully you guys can see it. But right now what I'm gonna focus on is the top two. I'm gonna just get it started, and then I'm gonna tighten all of them up evenly just so that it mates flat perfectly and even. All right, now I'm gonna go around and tighten all of them evenly, starting with the bottom ones. It didn't give me any torque specs, so just make sure she's a little good and tight. Make sure everything's snug. The last one, just bear with me, making sure they're all nice and snuggy. Don't want anything backing out on me while I'm shooting, even though it shouldn't because it's a little baby 22. We're basically almost done now. The last thing we need to do is, you can't forget this little bad boy right here, because if not, you might hear a little pinging. This puts a little barrier in between the faux suppressor and this little plate right here. Now you can screw the faux suppressor back on, and we are basically done. So we went from this ugly thing to this bad boy right here. Now we're tactical. Looks pretty good if you ask me. I like it. Now you have room for light, if you want a light. A little grip right here. So much room for tacticalness. Make sure she's on there right. And yeah, that's about it. As you can see, it should only take about 10 to 20 minutes the most, if that. But yeah, I can't wait to put it to use. I already have a grip. I'll show you guys right now. So that's what she looks like with the grip on. She looks pretty damn good. A couple of shades of FDE with the ape stock. We just need one more mod and we are complete. As always, everyone, be safe. Peace.